exploitation of the genetic variance in maize population for the Mexican tropic. This part is restriction line is maize breeding. The synthetic maize varieties is the best way of joining the good per se grain yield of hybrid lines and their general combinability in generating varieties adapted to the humid tropic in Mexico. This kind of germ plants can be by farmers used for several seasons of sun without affecting the grain yield and easier and profitable commercial seed production. The objectives of this research are to practice mass selection in synthetic maize varieties BS536, B537, and synthetic 4B for breeding in yield and agronomic traits. Another one is to know the yield and agronomic characteristics and the heterosis with respect to the best parent in varietal crosses. The mass selection of plots of the maize varieties BS536, B537, and synthetic 4B, and the plot for getting the varietal crosses were carried out in Cotas Experimentation in Veracruz, which belongs to INIFAP, Mexico. The evaluation of these maize hybrids were carried out in Cotas Experimentation and Carlos A. Carrillo in Veracruz, and Huimanguillo, Tabasco, in relation with variables and data recording during the development of the crop and at harvest time. There were recorded in the experiment the following agronomic variables: grain yields, days to tassel and silking, plant and air height, qualification of plant and air aspect and sanity, using a scale from 1 to 5, where 1 corresponds to the best phenotypic expression and 5 for the worst. Lodging, airs with vascous cover, total number of airs, dry matter, and air rot. Instead of statistical methods, the experimental designs used was complete blocks at random with 28 entries and 3 replications in plots of 2 rows 5 meters long and 8 centimeters wide in a plant density of 62,000 plants per hectare. The percentages of heterosis with respect to the best parent were calculated as follows. Percentage of heterosis is F1 minus best parent divided by best parent expressed in percent. Some advances in selection, in mass selection. The criteria of mass selection were have been short plant and air height, vascous cover, lodging tolerance, good plant and air aspect and sanity, regular airs, white grain and dent in BS536 and B537, and semi-dent texture in the synthetic 4B. The new version of BS536 presents good plant and air aspect and sanity. The relation air height and plant height of 0.54 is very important for lodging tolerance. Present airs with 14 regular rows, good sanity, white color, and dent texture. We can see the airs of BS536 in plant and air. Actually, there have been completed the 4th cycle of mass selection in the synthetic maize variety BS536, the most used maize variety in the southwest of Mexico. The position of the air height has been reduced and present less variability. The plant height is intermediate and the air presents white grain and then texture, good plant and air aspect. So these are the characteristics, good, very good aspect in plant and air. In this picture, we have BS546 with a grand yield across 10 environments, 5.46 tons per hectare. In this case, the synthetic 4B with 5.91 tons per hectare. When we cross these varieties, we uh, obtain this varietal hybrid BS536 crossed by synthetic 4B with a grand yield of 6.84 tons per hectare with an percentage of heterosis of 15.80%. So we can see that this cross is very important because yield, uh, high yield is similar to the Czech hybrid H520, and with the advantage when we cross varieties instead of lines. This is an advantage in seed production. In this picture, we present a convenient analysis of variance for grand yield of varietal hybrid across the 10 environments in Veracruz and Tabasco states. We can find significant differences for genotypes, for environments, and for interaction genotypes environment. The grand yield across the 10 environments, synthetic 4B crossed by BS546 is similar in yield to H520, okay, with the advantage of in seed production because we cross two varieties instead of inbred lines. Very good heterosis, 15-80% of heterosis is a good advantage. Instead of agronomic traits, we can see for the two crosses, varietal crosses, plant height and air height is lower than the Czech and the BS536. Very good plant aspect in an air aspect for both varietal crosses. In this case, this entry has the lowest value for air rot. Is a very good advantage because of the salinity of air. As a conclusion, the best varietal hybrids were synthetic 4B crossed by BS536, statistically similar to the commercial hybrid H520 used at Czech, with an heterosis 15.80% of heterosis. Because of the yield and agronomic traits, it was suggested that the varietal cross synthetic 4B crossed by BS536 for official register by the next as HB517, a new maize hybrid for the humid tropic in Mexico. We have some references this contribution.